It's early morning and volunteers from the Derby Reach Bray Island Parks Association are gathering at Langley Bog, an ecosystem formed by glaciers millions of years ago. It's in a restricted area of Derby Reach Regional Park and is part of the remaining 10% of meadow and forest that was once more than 100 hectares large.
It looks like a field, but it's 8 feet of water or more. And
Metro Vancouver Regional Park's mandate is to protect and connect. That means protecting our natural areas and our regional parks and protecting natural habitat, also connecting people to parks.
Bog wetlands are made up of peat soils, and peat soils hold a lot of carbon. So if they're allowed to dry out, that carbon interacts with oxygen and gases off a lot of greenhouse gases.
The slow process of decaying plant matter takes hundreds of years.
If we protect the bog and keep it wet, we're actually preventing greenhouse gases from being emitted into the atmosphere.
Between 1958 and 1980, the bog was harvested and mined for peat moss. In the past 3 years, the Derby Reach Bray Island Parks Association has removed heaps of abandoned plastic and treated wood that affects the pH balance of the water.
if you ever saw this brand, probably in the 70s in a grocery store, this would have been the peat that came out of Langley Bog. This road was installed by the peat company in order to bring in their heavy machinery, and it's kind of a problem for the bog because it acts like a dam, and it actually stops water from moving horizontally between the two sides of the bog. This is a very aggressive invader called yellow flag iris. It actually produces thousands of seeds per head, and this is one of the impacts of agriculture, is that it introduces non-native species into the bog.
There are plants here that don't exist anywhere else. There are carnivorous plants that eat insects. There are tiny little mosses that store carbon and create peat. There's wild blueberries and cranberries that feed bears and coyotes. And there's even sandhill cranes that nest in the bog.
In other words, bogs are unique ecosystems and great guzzlers of greenhouse gases, making Langley Bog an environmental treasure.